catch up with Johnny Nelson. Today, Donovan's working, so I've had to bring Kez in. Because the wheel needs to keep on moving.
I'm Donovan's stunt double.
100%. Listen, I was going to ask you a question to help Kez out here. Kez is still an active fighter. He really wants the Danik Watermine fight. You know how to promote a fight. How should he go about getting that fight?
You know what? To get a fight, you got to look at a fight with Ben Whittaker, and he ended up fighting. God, I can't remember his name in his last fight. Yeah. And what he did was he made sure that his opponent made sure that that we knew who he was. Nobody knew who he was before he got in the ring, and so you've either got to be prepared to play the villain or the hero. Now, there's a few heroes around, but if you play the villain, you're going to make sure you don't take it personal what they say about you, because everybody loves to love or hate a villain. If you're going to be the nice guy, you got to be super nice. But again, don't play into it. You want to pay attention. Get yourself ringside. Get yourself in the face of the fighters that you want to fight. Say and do things that you are probably out of character. But if you do that, people will pay attention. They'll pay attention. You've got to make a pest of yourself. Force yourself upon them, because being super nice and expecting people to do you a favor, they ain't going to do that. They're going to do what works for their agenda.
I can hear that after.
How you doing, brother? All right.
He's the man to tell you how to promote a fight, you know what I mean? Because we look at Johnny's career and everything that Johnny went through in his career. Johnny is the top man to watch, to learn from how to promote a fight. He's doing a good job now, do you know what I mean? Listen, let's talk about the fights that are coming.
Yeah.
See that gentleman there? Mario, I want to talk about you to my boy here. Watch this guy. He's talented.
Boss, you good? Yeah, man, you are. Well, that's one. How old are you? 22. You're 22? God damn it. He's got a baby face, but he's like, how old are you?
6'3".
Shit. No, you're not. I'm 6'3".
I'm gonna say it on camera. This guy is a secret gem. Your time's coming. He's a great trainer. Your time's coming. The work you've done with your son is amazing. Been to watch him train many times, right? We know what he's about. Tell him on Saturday night what they can expect.
No, but that's the thing. We can tell Nelson all about what's going to happen, but words will only go so far. So we're going to leave it for our expectations. We're going to show you with action.
That's right.
We're going to show you with action what we're really about.
I like that.
Because anyone can come on the mic and say whatever, but for someone to show you live in your eyes, that's what you'll see. How sweet we are.
So what I'm saying is not matter, because it doesn't matter what anybody else thinks or says. It's what you think, what you say, you know, what you intend on doing, even if nobody believes it. And that kind of talk, that right there, you know, that's the last thing you'd expect. But to me, that's what you want.
And especially with you being a verdict of boxing and a commentator, I'm not going to tell you no more words. Because I understand you was a great fighter back in your day as well. I used to watch, and I still watch all the old tapes when you were fighting, and I pick up the sweet science of boxing from even then when you were fighting. So for me to say words to you is nothing. So I'm going to show you with my actions. We're going to show you with our actions.
I like that. Teamwork is everything. Teamwork is everything.
Man's ready. The man's ready. Tell us what. Tell us what can we expect from your son tomorrow on Saturday?
Moving right along, ladies and gentlemen, as we head down our cars for this performance.
You want to see one of the best jobs in the country. Yeah. Just as a starters, we're not going to go for the main course and the dessert, but for starters, you will see the job.
Did you see his fight against Killer?
Huh?
Did you see his fight against Killer?
Yeah.
That was a fight. That was a good fight. Listen, we'll chat to you after the fight on Saturday, yeah?
Good luck, Saturday.
You go and rest.
Thank you, guys.
Go and rest. Best of luck, yeah?
Thank you.
We'll catch up there in a week, yeah? We get good at this editing stuff. People walk in front of the camera all the time. Tell us how you think the fight's going to go on Saturday with Callum and Zach. What do you feel?
I think it's going to be a tough fight for Callum Saturday night. I think he's going in there with Zach Chelli. Zach Chelli, as a domestic champion, you know, I think that's his ceiling. But what I'm saying is, he might be the gatekeeper to get through to European and the world honours, but it's not an easy gate to push open. I think Zach will test him, we will push him. He's going to have to show something that we think Callum's got to show something that we think he's got, but we ain't seen yet. Callum's got to dig deep and show on a public stage, this is who I am. I think Saturday night will tell us how good Callum potentially can be, or how good he is. And so I'm really intrigued about Saturday night, because I think this young man and Callum, look at this place, it's tickets sold in next to no time, 7,500 tickets gone. Look at it, it's summer in the daytime here in Barnsley. You couldn't ask for a better blessing. You know, on the day of the fight, the weather's going to be amazing. So if the weather's amazing on the day of the fight, the atmosphere is going to be mad.
100%. Well, how do you see the other fights going? What do you think about Caroline? We had a good chat with Caroline yesterday. How do you think that's going to go? Do you think that's going to be?
I think Caroline Dubois, she is that fighter that you need to keep an eye on. The growth of this young woman is ridiculous. She loves to fight. She's one of those women that she can fight for fun. And I think Katie Taylor will. I don't think Katie Taylor will step to make that fight with Caroline Dubois, because it's the last kind of fight you need. You know, it's a headache. You just think, no, I ain't having none of that. You know, I've seen you see these fights that, you know, Law over there against McKay. You know, he's trying to front him up now, trying to get him to get in his face now. I love that fight on this bill.
You were saying that on the way.
I love it. When I saw it on paper, I'm like, damn, that's an exciting fight. I ain't going the distance, but it's going to be a beating for somebody.
Yeah, he was saying that Lawler, he's got the gift of the gab, right?
Yeah, gift of the gab, and he's a tough man. His game, where obviously McKenna for me has a bit more the technical side, but they're both heavy hitters. So it's one of those explosive matchups, and that's why we're all looking forward to see it.
While we got here, Johnny, we'll finish on this controversial subject. In our WhatsApp group that you're in, everyone's going crazy. We literally sat down before coming here. I could not believe my eyes. We sat down and watched the fight 2 hours ago, wasn't it? On Discovery Plus, of the transgender woman fighting a woman. Lasted 45 seconds. Have you seen it?
I've been asked a question about this before. At the Olympics, it's about representing fair sport across the world. That's why every country in the world gets involved in the Olympics. Fair is fair. We've seen decisions that have been made in our sport. They're saying, believe us, not your lying guys. And when you're seeing, we're talking about the transgender fight, let's be fair, man. So if someone is born biologically a male or a female, then let's be fair. Because it's not what we say. If you're a woman that's fighting a man, or a biological man, a biologically born man, then ask her. Does she think it's fair? Ask her. You know, does she think it's even? The Olympics is about fair sport, so let's be fair. So this isn't being homophobic. It's not being any of that. It's what I'm saying is use common sense and be fair. And it's not just about that situation, it's about the whole of the Olympics. It's supposed to be about fair sport. The best beating the best for their talent. And that's it. So as far as I'm concerned, it's about being fair.
And safety, right? We're not playing football.
Listen,
or table tennis.
boxing is the only game you can legally get killed. And if this happens, where a biologically born woman is beaten and damaged by a biologically born man, you know what's going to affect? It's not going to affect the Olympics. It's going to affect our sport. Fair is fair. Just be fair. That's it. And now, no matter how you look at it, just be fair.
Can you imagine if you have your daughter and your daughter's the one going?
Like, say, if in a sport where when it is fair, the worst can happen. When it's unfair, it's just so much worse. You know what I mean?
And it's not for us. I'm saying it's not for. We can all have an opinion, but that's the women, biologically born women, females in the sport. If they think it's fair, that's That's what you have to do.
Yeah.
And use common sense,
Yeah.
not ignorance.
And it's pushing for the athletes, for the Italian today, for example. Again, I've been to the Olympics. I fought in a boxing in Rio. But that girl, poor lady, worked all her life. She's 2 Olympics now. She's trained over 4 years for that, after Tokyo for that. And it ended in 45 seconds. Not because she got beat, but because it felt so different.
And unfortunately, people are so scared of being cancelled and being misunderstood. They're not speaking common sense. And that's where it's going to be to the detriment of somebody, of somebody's well-being. You know, speak common sense. It's not being a hater. It's not being just be fair.
My heart broke for the girl. Like when she got hit twice and went to the corner, and literally you could see it. She was begging the corner, pull me out. And then when they pulled out, she drops to her knees and she's crying her eyes out. You could feel it.
And in the interview later, she mentioned it's the hardest she's ever been.
But it's not just about boxing. What I'm saying to you is athletes are scared to speak out in case they get banned, or in case they're scared to speak out. And this is where the problems happen. They're just scared to speak out and say, well, actually, who was the decision maker? The decision maker, you name that person. So if something bad happens to a fighter, you made the decision. It was your call, so you're to blame. Let's not hide behind legislation or we had a meeting. This decision is being made by an individual that's pushing that agenda. So I'm just saying, be fair in every aspect of the Olympics, because right now I ain't seen that.
I have a saying, common sense just isn't common anymore. And it's just going out the window, isn't it? And what can you do to really change it? Just boycott it. I made a choice not to watch.
It's not about boycotting. It's about being courageous to actually be fair. Don't be a bonehead. Just be fair and use common sense and say something. We'll not say anything because we're scared of the consequences, and you're not being controversial. If somebody can explain to me, sit me down and explain to me why this is okay, and I'll listen. I'm not going to be ignorant. I'm not going to be a bonehead, and I'll give my argument and justify that with me, and then I can get it. But right now, from my point of view, from where I'm sat, it doesn't seem fair. Just from where I'm sat.
What? Everyone's walking in front of the camera. It's good. Would you say if you was one of them fighters, the best thing you could do is just sit down in the middle of the ring and not fight?
Sorry?
What could the fighter do though? Do they sit in the ring?
Not the fighter. The fighters have to speak out. That's what they could do. They have to speak out about this openly, publicly.
Because the commentary is not even talking about it.
They have to speak out because, and you know what? And I'm quite sure it's something that they're probably not allowed to talk about. But again, I'm quite sure if this is picked up, we'll get criticism. I'll get criticism, but I'm not. I'm just saying. Explain it to me. Explain to me where that's right, where that's fair. Now I'm not talking about a person's decision, what they're going to do with their life, who they want to be through life. And what I'm saying is, I want someone to explain to me how this is fair.
100%. Listen, we'll leave it there because Johnny's got work to do. That was a good conversation.